Sunday and I always make the same video on a Sunday now, so you pretty much know what it is. This is my top 10 through the years video, and this is top 10 of 2010, so that's pretty fun. And yeah, I feel really happy that we've done 10 consecutive videos on the same day each week for 10 weeks. So that's really cool. Really happy about that. So please thumbs up this video if you enjoy these, because then I'm going to go up to 2016, so we've got 6 more weeks left, and then I may like go backwards through the 90s, 80s possibly, or I might do something else with that. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah, I have a bunch of these videos. Obviously this is the 10th, as I said. This is a very exciting one. I was very excited. I was like, yes, this is a good year. One of my favourite years. So, first of all, honourable mention, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Love this film. It's one of my absolute favourites of the Harry Potter series. It's fantastic. As you know, the Harry Potter movies are always top up there. But yeah, this is a brilliant one. Okay, so now we have, first of all, Inception. Who doesn't like this movie? I don't know. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I haven't watched it for quite a few years, and I really want to revisit it. And I can tell you, this movie, well, the first 4 movies on this list would be my top 20 movies of all time. And I have been kind of making a list-ish of my top 100 movies ever. So that may come about in the near future. But yeah, Inception, fantastic, love it. Leonardo DiCaprio is brilliant, and I just can't get enough of this movie. It's just so clever and really fun. Now the next movie is Shutter Island. This also has Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think I actually prefer Shutter Island to Inception. It's a really tough one. This is obviously 2 Leonardo DiCaprio movies that came out in the same year. I have always loved Leonardo DiCaprio, so I probably saw them both for that reason, to be honest. And I was like, ooh, these are both fantastic. I don't know which I prefer. Shutter Island is a brilliant thriller, mystery, just fun, brilliant, clever movie, as is Inception is clever too. But yeah, I feel like Shutter Island is very underrated. It definitely needs more love because I completely love it. The next one on the list is an animation, and it's probably maybe my favourite animation that isn't Disney, and that is Despicable Me. I absolutely love Despicable Me. If you know me, that's no secret. I'm a big Despicable Me fan, but particularly the first film. I feel like they haven't quite hit the nail on the head with the others since. Obviously we've had Despicable Me 2, we've had Minions, and I haven't seen Despicable Me 3, so I'm not sure where that one kind of stands in the group. But Despicable Me, the first one, is just so fantastic. It's brilliant animation, the characters are just so amazing, and I really love it. So yeah, Despicable Me is a fantastic film, and it's definitely my top 20 favourite films of all time. The next one on the list is also an animation, but it is Disney, and it's maybe my second favourite Disney classic, and it is Tangled. I love Tangled. I really love it. I haven't got too much to say about it. I love Rapunzel, I love Eugene, and I love it. It's a great film. I always prefer Tangled over Frozen. I feel like Tangled needed more love, but I feel like it's a pretty well loved movie. Like, it's not like Princess and the Frog. People like Tangled, but people like Frozen more, I feel. Or Frozen got a bigger hype. But yeah, Tangled's really fantastic. I wish we would have had like Tangled 2 instead of Frozen 2. But then yeah, I'm looking forward to Frozen 2. I feel like there's more places they can go with Frozen, possibly. I know they've got the Tangled TV show, and they've got Tangled Ever After, the little short, so you know, I guess that kind of filled that gap there. But I really love the film. The songs in this one are so fantastic, some of my absolute favourites. So yeah, it's Tangled. The next one on my list is Black Swan. This is such an interesting movie, and I'm not sure it would be in my top, 100 favourite films, which I would have said it would have before I started making the list and realised I have less space than I thought I did. I was like, oh, 100 films? No, that's not enough. I need more space. But yeah, Black Swan is still incredible. It's got Natalie Portman in, who is amazing in this, and it's just so creepy and eerie. It's another kind of thriller. I wish they made more films like this as well. I feel like I haven't felt like there's been a good thriller for a while. Like Shutter Island, Black Swan, I was like, ooh, yes. But yeah, really interesting kind of dance-ish film with... It gets a bit creepy, really. So yeah, Black Swan. The next one on my list would be my top 100 films, and that is Kickass. I love Kickass. I recently rewatched it, and I actually talked about it quite a bit in my Thoughts on Films video, so I'm not going to go too much into detail about it, but if you haven't seen it, it's so much fun, it's brilliant. It's like a take on a superhero movie, but it's kind of different because it's not really a superhero movie. It's this guy who's like, yeah, why don't a regular guy try and be a superhero? And it's really cool. And Hit Girl's in it, and she's one of my favourite film characters ever. She's a brilliant character. She's played played by Chloe Grace Moretz, and she's just fantastic, such a fun little character. If you haven't seen Kickass, I'd recommend it if you enjoy action films, comedies. It's kind of like got that high school vibe as well. It's kind of, you know, about kids in high school. It's got that vibe. So yeah, if you enjoy that kind of thing, you will like Kickass. The next one on this is actually another animation, and we've kind of gone about the parks in this one because this is a DreamWorks animation. So we've had DreamWorks, we've had Disney, we've had a non-Disney, and we actually have another one coming up as well. So the DreamWorks one is How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, I feel like I don't need to say any more. How to Train Your Dragon is just such a good film. I'm not sure if it's my favourite DreamWorks, because there's another one that I absolutely love and completely obsessed with, but it is fantastic. I watched this over and over and over and over and over when I first saw it. I love it. I feel like I still prefer the first one over the second one, but the second one is very good. But I feel like the first one just has that place, and I didn't know Toothless before, and I loved him. I still love Toothless. I think Toothless is such an adorable, amazing character, and I really like where they went with dragons. I feel like it was a nice route to take with dragons. I like the Viking theme as well, so yeah, a great DreamWorks film. And again, the next on the list, like I said, is an animation, and this is a Pixar. So see, hitting all the dots of animation today. We've got Toy Story 3, of course. I mean, Toy Story is amazing, and Toy Story 3, I feel like it's not quite there for me. Toy Story 1 and 2 are like here, and Toy Story 3 didn't quite reach up to them for me personally. I know a lot of people love it, but I still think it's a fantastic film, and I still completely love it. And I really like, oh my gosh, I've forgotten her name, the little girl character who got added into it, and kind of her toys, and I just really liked how they rounded it up. I really liked what they did with it. I feel like it worked really well, and I was like the perfect age for the film, because when Toy Story came out, well then again, I was like maybe a bit younger than, younger than Andy was, but then it kind of just like when Andy was going to college, like that was around the time that people I know was going to college, or I was at college, like, you know, it was just kind of that perfect time for me. Did that even make sense? Who knows, but everyone knows Toy Story 3, so let's move along. The next on the list is an interesting one, and it's kind of a funny story. Okay, I've watched this twice. This would not have been on my list the first time I watched it completely. I didn't enjoy it the first time. I was like, but my mum wanted to watch it, and she put it in Tuesday night movie night, and I was kind of like, oh, I nearly convinced her not to, but we had such a fun time watching this film, and it's one of our most remembered like Tuesday night movie night films, and a film that we then rewound and watched certain parts of again, and just had such a fun time watching it. And now I feel like I looked at the choices I had for the list, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go with It's Kind of a Funny Story, because I just really love it so much, but particularly from that moment. So you might ever have a film that you just really like from a certain moment, but I definitely am looking forward to watching it again. I feel like I really now enjoy it for all the future, because I enjoyed it so much that time. So I do really like that film. And the final one on my list is one I think is really quite underrated, and I've never really heard anyone talk about it, but I really, really like it. And it's The Next 3 Days. I really love this film. I really got into it not long after it came out. I picked up on DVD kind of around-ish when the DVD was released. And I was like, yeah, I'll watch this film. This looks fun. And I loved it. And I watched it a bunch, and I showed it to a bunch of people, and I was like, you gotta watch this film. And it's just a real fun, fast-paced, kind of intense film. This man, I haven't watched it for a while. This man is trying to, I think this man's wife gets put in prison. I'm not sure. And, something happens to his wife. Something goes on with his wife. He's got to get his wife, and he's got to figure out the mystery. It's like a bit detective-y, and it's all fast because it's got 3 days, obviously, you know, it's all, in this case, it's 3 days. And it's just really, it's really fun. It's really good. I really would recommend it. Maybe look into it a little bit more, because my description was a bit vague, but if you haven't heard of it, and it sounded a little bit interesting, I would recommend it. So this is my top 10 of 2010. 2010 was a great year, and I can tell you, my list for next week is just as fun. So thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below your favourite from 2010. I really like to know your guys' favourites, because there's a lot of these that I've been writing down that I need to watch in the future that I haven't seen yet from the years. Yes, I'm really excited for that. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, or if you are a newbie, and I'll see you then. Goodbye!